In a world where hopium and common sense collide, starring the CryptoKeeper and BlockchainCrusader. Welcome to Debate Crypto.
Question everything, trust nothing. It's your boy BlockchainCrusader here from Debate Crypto for another episode of Fun Fact Friday, and we got the one, the only Lord Trivia here. Ian, how's it going, man?
What's happening? Nice to be here. Thank you, Crusader. Thank you, Keeper. Thank you, Debate Crypto, for having me.
Dude, it's great having you. We heard about your project. We heard about what it is that you guys doing, and it fits perfect to what we're going to be talking about tonight. We're going to be talking about the NFL getting into NFTs. We're going to be talking about the Solana founder talking about Disney and Marvel being spawned out of the NFT market, and all of that, how it all ties back to Lord Trivia himself and what they're trying to do here. So, guys, smash the likes if you haven't smashed the likes yet. Share out the live with a friend. And let's get rocking and rolling here. I want to see some hype in the chat. So let's quickly have a quick market overwatch, see how the market is doing tonight. And then we'll jump into the articles, and then we'll get right to it. So here we go, guys. Here we go. So quick market overwatch. Let me refresh this real quick. Bitcoin's back at 19.3, coming back up from 18,000. ETH had a little bit of a bounce here, back to 1,300. Everything else is pretty much green. XRP having a massive rip. Lots of rumors going on. So there's a lot of good positive news there. Everything else is having a little bit of a green day. Nothing too much happening in the top 15, top 20 cryptocurrency coins. You know, Bitcoin being down, Ethereum barely moving. But the other altcoins seem to be having a little bit, of a pep to their step. But that's about it for the market overwatch, guys. And so the quick articles, where we're not going to be diving into these articles here. We're just going to be looking at these headlines to kind of jump off into the topic and talk about it. What we have going on here is, give me a second here, put it up. So we got the NFL all-day NFT sales surge on Sundays during football games. So the NFL has officially licensed NFT collectibles on their platform, with Dapper Labs. And we've got the Solana founder over here saying that NFTs will spawn the next Marvel or Disney, right? That's a huge statement. Marvel and Disney are huge companies, tons of adoption, tons of name recognition, saying that NFTs could spawn a company like that. And we've also got a massive company in the entertainment industry, the NFL themselves, being officially licensed and making collectibles, which we all understand how significant that is. So with that being said, Ian, what are your thoughts about those two headlines right there and the NFT space in general?
Yeah, well, I think I'll start with the Disney, Marvel, Pixar conversation first, the article first. So I think there's a couple components to that, and when you mention something like Disney and Marvel, what you're really talking about is you're talking about a group of intellectual properties, stuff that resonates globally through character-driven IPs that are then relicensed, all over every type of consumer product imaginable, from action figures to toys to lunchboxes to art. And when you think about what the IP space, what the NFT space really is, it's collections of intellectual properties. And I think from that standpoint, he's onto something, certainly. And you definitely see, the big blue chip projects, from the apes to the doodles, utilizing that IP in the same way that the big entertainment conglomerates utilize theirs. And that's, how do we create more consumer-based products, more utility, and drive more value towards what our product is, which again is essentially just a collection of different IPs. And the cool thing about the NFT space is there's ownership over that, right? With the apes, you're able to take your ape and put it all over the place. And I think that's really unique and really important. You see people using their apes to create new lines of businesses and products. You've got Born in Hungary, you've got Ape Water, you've got tons of ape merchandise that's being created by third parties and not necessarily Yuga themselves. And in that regard, it definitely seems like we could potentially see the same level of fame, celebrity, and of course worldwide recognition coming through these IPs the same way that Disney and Marvel utilize theirs. Is this 5 years away? I don't think so. But I think that, you're starting to see the inklings, the start of that type of process. I mean, look at who Cool Cats just hired to be their CEO. You have a heavy hitter, a gray hair in the entertainment industry, with Steven Teglis. And I believe they just announced yesterday that the CEO of Cool Cats and their umbrella company is going to be Steven Teglis. And if you look at his pedigree and his background, he was president over at Recur. And Recur is making nothing but IP-driven and studio-driven NFTs from their relationship with Paramount. Nickelodeon NFTs, Star Trek and Top Gun NFTs. It just seems so obvious. But prior to Recur, Teglis was a president and VP of consumer brands at Warner and at Disney. So with a brand like Cool Cats creating, the space that they've created and the community that they've created, now they have leadership that has worked at two of the companies you just mentioned, at Warner Brothers, which is a major licensor when it comes to Looney Tunes and their IPs around Looney Tunes, and Disney. So no stranger to working with established entertainment intellectual properties and growing them globally so that they become household names. And I do think that at one point we will see, things like Bored Ape and Cool Cats becoming household names. And that's going to be through these types of partnerships and the type of leadership that they're bringing on. And yeah, we're far away from mass adoption, as I see someone just said in the comments. But this is
for sure. For sure. Yeah. I mean, this is where it starts, right? Like NFTs really just came about a year and a half ago at best, right? The CryptoPunks have been around for a little bit longer than that, but there was really no self-awareness about those NFTs. Nobody was really into that. The NFT market has really taken off in a year, right? So we're seeing the emergence of a new market here with NFTs, collectibles, right? The digitization and tokenization of ownership through these collectibles in the digital space. So it's definitely completely new, and it will take time for these massive companies to be born from NFTs. Right. But like you were saying, right, I think a lot of companies are recognizing the potential here, and they're recognizing the shift, right? Because a lot of times these companies have learned from back in the old days when Web 1 went to Web 2, right? If they didn't pivot like Sears, Toys R Us, all these things into the web space, they kind of died off, right? So now they're seeing this new emergence happening, this new way of reaching new customers, younger generations, and being into the collectible space, which has been around for the time of man, right? People have always collected items, and they've always gone for tons of money. Sometimes they lose value, but nonetheless, the collections are there. The art value is there. And that's always been around. So they're seeing this happening, and they're saying, hey, this is the time to start jumping in now, right? The builders market, people call it the bear market, but the builders market, start building now, preparing for the next couple of years, right? Because visionaries, people that are trying to build the Marvels, the Disneys in the NFT space, they're not going to do it in 6 months to 2 months to a year. They're thinking 5 months, 5 years, 6 years, even 10 years out, right? Like Gary Vee. Gary Vee is a long-term visionary. He's talking about something for months and months, even up to a year before it even takes off. And then he's like, hey, check this back. I was talking about this 2 years ago. Now it's finally happening, right? So I think there is tons of potential in the NFT space for a Disney, for a Marvel to be born, and the building is happening now. People need to be patient and understand that it's only been around for a year and a half, the most. Tons of NFT projects have been born, and tons of them will die. That's just part of the competition. But the big hitters, they're coming. The big companies, they're seeing the potential. They're jumping in. They're starting to build for the long term. So this is the time to start getting involved in the NFT space, to start learning and getting educated.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think that in general, they're starting to see the strength of these IPs. And that's why when you look at the big brands that are entering the NFT space, the Disneys, the Warner Brothers, they're doing so on the back of that intellectual property. They're Batmans, they're Mickey Mouses, they're Star Wars. You look at what VV is and how VV exploded, or Vive exploded, off the back of their strongest creative IPs. And that's what all these NFT projects are, right? They're art, but they're also the start of new IPs. And for those to become mainstream, for those to become household names, for those to become mass adopted, it's obviously going to take time. And look, we run in the tightest of circles. So, we live in that kind of, not to use that political term, but that echo chamber of constantly talking to people who are involved. But it's crazy that when I step out of that for a second, and start talking to a bunch of Web2 people, or normies as we call them, they don't know what's going on. And it's crazy. I'm about to go hang out with a bunch of those types this weekend, and it only furthers that realization for me that, like, I exist in this bubble. But when you start to see heavy hitters like Steven Teglis come on with the Cool Cats, no one's going to be in a better position to take these new brands, these new IPs with NFT projects, and get them in front of the millions, the 100 millions, billions of people. Like, we know in our hearts, in our hardest of hearts, that that's where it's going to be. The next point is the NFL, right? I mean, biggest sport in the United States, period. And I think that they've had a couple runs at NFT so far. Not just the one you're talking about with now the digital collectibles through Dapper. They have explored the relationship with Polygon and Ticketmaster by giving away commemorative Polygon NFTs for certain games that you've attended. They have the NFL Rivals, which is sort of like a fantasy league. But they only have the two teams right now. I think it's the Rams, and I can't remember what the other team is. And that's, created by Mythical Games, the guys that overplay Mythical. So, the NFL is in a unique position. Again, they're their own IP. They're their own sporting event. They're their own big brand that already has an audience of hundreds of millions of people in the United States, and also globally, but mostly in the United States as the biggest sporting event around besides NASCAR. And it was only a matter of time, right?
Yeah, exactly, right? Exactly. I just want to make a quick announcement for everybody that's in the DCA Discord. There is going to be a huge announcement in Discord later tonight after the show. There's going to be the announcement is going to be about how you can win half an ETH. So if you're interested in that, make sure you jump into the Discord if you're not in there yet. And if you are in the Discord, make sure you're paying attention to the announcement. It's going to be huge. It's going to be massive. But yes, back to what you were saying about the NFL and the NFTs. We've seen the NBA also get involved with NFTs.
Oh, big time.
Sports is just one another branch, right? Anything entertainment, collectibles, memorabilia, sports memorabilia is huge, right? And making those into digital collectibles it's the future, right? Digitization of real life assets and experiences is the way for NFTs to grow. And I think that this perfectly segues into what we're going to talk about with what you're doing, right? So give the people what is it that you guys are doing over there with Trivia?
Yeah. So I'm the founder of Freckle, and we are building the world's first token-backed, audience-participated, brand-sponsored, reward-incentivized game show network that's in Web3. And we've started with a daily trivia platform called Freckle Trivia. You can sign in at freckle.live on any browser, and you can play trivia to win prizes. The coolest part about what we're doing here is we're connecting the Web 2 world with the Web 3 world. And again, that's another buzzy statement to make, saying we're building bridges or on-ramps, but it's the truth. What we've done is we've created a advertainment platform, and we've built a way for brands to advertise, connect with Web3 audiences, connect with Web3 communities, and give back to the people who are playing. So all of our trivia is sponsored by NFT communities and big brands. And we've had the pleasure of working with, because everyone in the space is a collector of something, we've had the pleasure of working with brands like Funko Pop, Hasbro, Bandai. We've worked directly with Disney. We work with Roosevelt's. We work with Stance. We work with NECA Toys. We are taking big brands and allowing them to advertise in our games. You play a daily trivia game, you collect a raffle ticket for every day you play, and at the end of the week, we raffle off a whole bunch of prizes. So every week we're partnering with new brands and new NFT communities. We're connecting those two groups of people together through a fun, easy to understand and fun to play trivia game. And you're gonna have the opportunity to win a whole bunch of prizes, sponsored from the brands that are running ads in our games and sponsored by the NFT communities that we are collaborating with. It's really a remarkable experience when you look at it from 10,000 feet up, that no one else is approaching the Web3 content space like this in terms of gamified, interactive content that's backed by big brands that essentially incentivizes people to participate in what is branded content, knowing that they'll have an opportunity to get something out of that, to win something. We give away thousands of dollars in prizes weekly. And we always rotate over the trivia theme based on who we're collaborating with. So we always partner with a new NFT or Web3 community every week. So we've partnered with the Cryptoon Goons, Avagachi, the Cybercoms, the Llamaverse. Last week we partnered with Creepy Club. This week we're partnering with Cybonics. Next week we're partnering with Wonder Pals, and we're pairing them intelligently with different brands. So when we did Creepy Club, we partnered with Roosevelt's and we gave away, dozens of shirts and dozens of Creepy Club NFTs to the winners of the trivia game raffles. It's been a fantastic experience and a real onboarding funnel for Web2 people, because the brands are able to connect their current loyalists, their current fans. If you're a fan of Nike, or you're a fan of Stan Socks, or you're a fan of Culture Kings, you can get onboarded through this game, through their sponsored game, and become part of a Web3 community just like that.
Dude, that's awesome, right? I just want to make it clear to everybody, this is not a sponsored video, right? I even met Nick at Las Vegas, right? NFT Las Vegas. We discussed over the idea. We saw what they were doing. It's a great project. We scheduled them and we have them here, right? And it'd be awesome, right? We have an NFT project. Our NFT project is Danger Close Alpha. We're talking about survivalists and merging the survivalist community with the NFT community, right? And maybe we can have a collaboration. We can have a trivia about survivalism, and maybe people can win, survivalist NFTs from our collection. Right? We have many different phases. So I think it's a great idea. I mean, trivia. Everybody loves trivia. What do you do out of college, right? I remember when I was in college, I would go to the local bars. Yeah, right. You go to the local bar. You have some bar trivia. You win some free drinks. You win some, you have fun, right? And everybody loves trivia, no matter what the topic is. So merging that idea of trivia with NFTs in the digital space and being able to win these collectibles, right? Getting access to these communities, right? I've talked about it on Twitter Spaces before, that I think that NFT communities are the fraternity houses, the connections of the 21st century of digitized, right?
That's a great way to look at it. And we're throwing mixers every week.
Exactly, right. So you're starting to join all these different communities that you can meet someone and start a whole nother business that can open doors for you and meet people that you never thought you could ever meet, but you can meet them inside these communities, inside these discords, because you own an NFT of the same collection, right? And the fact that you're doing trivia, you're being able to enter these communities. Some of these NFTs, right, could be worth a lot of money. Some of them might not be worth a lot, but they have high potential with brand recognition and the followers behind them that you're joining in, and it's the community that gives it real, true value. So I think it's a great mix of such a simple game, trivia, that everybody loves, can get behind, right? Sit down, have a beer, have a couple of drinks with a couple of friends, play some trivia, and win NFTs. I mean, I don't think it gets any better than that when it comes to NFTs, especially when we know there's an entire degen space out there of people just going all out, right? Imagine this, that gives you a whole this platform gives you an array into all these different communities just by having fun and playing trivia.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I mean, we picked the lowest hanging fruit to start. As I mentioned, we're going to evolve into, a full-on game show network. Like the first, think about Jeopardy, Wheel of Fortune, all the game shows you see on TV. We're going to be the first. We're going to be the first one that actually lets you, connect your wallet, play this game, earn tokens, earn NFTs, win real prizes backed by brands that are sponsoring the content. I mean, every time you watch Jeopardy, Wheel of Fortune, you always see, this game of Wheel of Fortune is sponsored by whatever. And, who doesn't sit and watch Alex Trebek, and then bark at their TV, be like, what is the Eiffel Tower, right. Alex Trebek, right? And you don't get anything out of that but like a good time. So we wanted to take that. We wanted to take that and distill it into something that people can actually play, people can have fun. And trivia was the lowest hanging fruit because the NFT community already loves it. They already do it in all the Discords and Twitter spaces, and there's really no attribution there. There's no prize winning. There's no way to discern who's Googling or cheating. So we really created something amazing, and it's a fun 5-10 minute game. A new one comes out every weekday, Monday through Friday, and you're able to play, participate, win prizes. All you have to do is connect your wallet and play. And if you don't want to connect your MetaMask, you don't have to. We partner with this company called Magic Link, and you can easily just plug your phone number in and make an ETH wallet specifically for our platform.
Oh, wow, that's great.
Yeah, it's really awesome, and we're like bringing all these brands into the space and all these communities together. You come in from one week, like when we partnered with Cartoon Goons, and then the next week you're seeing a new community, and then maybe you like it, maybe you win an NFT from that community, and now you're part of that one. So we're bringing this whole, everyone says the Web3 world is connected and you make great friends here, but a lot of people silo themselves off to the projects they invest in and the Discords they spend time in. When you spend time in ours, you're exposed to so many new projects. And you're also exposed to a ton of great brands that are willing to connect with the Web3 ethos through our game. They understand that everyone's freaking tired of watching ads on Instagram and TikTok and getting served with crap and getting their data harvested and then retargeted with stuff they don't want to see until they nail you over the head, until you eventually cave and buy something you never wanted in the first place. Well, with us, you just have an opportunity to watch their ad and win something from them. In October, we're partnering with Manscaped.
Nice.
And that's a really, really cool partnership for us because they're all about our mission to combat rug pulls in the space. So we're working on a what hopefully goes viral social campaign with Manscaped, #NoMoreRugs. I see someone posted in the message. They know. So the idea is that with so many scams and rugs in the Web3 and NFT space, we're teaming up with Manscaped to say #NoMoreRugs in Web3 and in your pants.
Dude, that's awesome, dude. That's awesome. People are asking about the Discord. Do you have a link to the Discord? Can it be found on your website?
Oh yeah, it's on the website. It's on our Twitter. I could put it in the private chat, but it's discord.gg/Freckle.
Okay, perfect. I'll be linking that in the description down below after we're done here with the show. So make sure everybody checks for that. We'll be adding that down there as well. So, I mean, I think it's a great idea, dude. I love the idea of trivia. I love the idea of connecting these massive communities, these massive NFT collections, people getting awareness, like you said, right? There is a lot of blinders on in the NFT and in the crypto space where you just kind of get stuck in your own little bubble and you just get in your own little echo chamber. You don't really go out and explore and find out about other collections. This is a great way to find out about other collections just by saying, hey, what collection is up for this week? Oh, like you said, Crypto Goons, or we got this one going on over here. I wonder what that's all about. Oh, look, I won. Oh, now I'm gonna go check out their Discord. Now I'm gonna go do this. So I think it's a great way to actually, like you said, connect the Web3 space, right? Connect all these different communities through a very simple but very fun experience of playing trivia. And that way, instead of do your own research, right? You can do your own research after you've already won an NFT or you've actually been notified about, hey, this cool NFT project. Oh man, what a cool NFT project. I wish I'd have won. Let me go check out that project real quick and then do my own research, right? It brings awareness, like you said, branded content without it being a busy ad, something annoying that's like, oh, come join this, come join that, and all these paid for ads, right? You're actually advertising to people, but through the game, through the fun fact of experience, and it's way better. It's a way better tactic of targeting people with an ad without it being an ad. It's an experience. It's fun. It's a game.
And that's the value we pitch to brands is, hey, we have a very highly qualified audience of Web3 individuals, and if you're a brand looking to get your feet wet in the space and you don't know how to advertise because all your previous methods have gone to crap, that's not how you're going to reach the Web3 ethos. How you reach the Web3 ethos? Be honest, be transparent, and give back. And you have an opportunity to do that through our game. The coolest part is when we sponsor with a community, when we collab with a community, we let them take over the branding of our entire platform. So this past week, when we teamed up with Bandai Namco, who made Dragon Ball Z toys and all sorts of cool collectibles.
Oh yeah,
and of course
all that stuff.
Yeah, of course, Pac-Man and Elden Ring video games, and we teamed them up with a really cool NFT community that we also met in Vegas called Cybonics. And we brought a whole week of sci-fi based trivia because of the collaborators. If you go to our platform right now, you'll literally see how the header is taken over by Bandai Namco, by Cybonics, and we run both of those ads for those communities, for Cybonics and Bandai Namco, interstitially in our name. And of course, we're giving away Bandai Namco collectibles and toys. I have one right here. I've got these cool Mortal Kombat toys, you know, that we're giving away. They're rare and they're expensive. And we're giving away Cybonics NFTs. And there's no better way to connect those threads, connect those dots, and bring these two things that would never, ever be brought together. So tangential in the world. But now we have a place where we could actually like connect them and bring them together. And that's, you know, something that's really important to me and what our ideology is here. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I freaking love it, right? I freaking love it. I hope you guys are smashing the likes. I hope you guys are joining the Freckle Discord. I hope you're following him on Twitter. The links are down below. Go do that. This guy's taking time out of his life on a Friday night to come here and spend and share this information with you guys. And we appreciate every single person that's spending their Friday night watching this show. And even if you're not watching it live, you're just watching it here, you're getting tons of information. So I greatly hope you hit and smash that like, right? So, man, I love what you're doing. I really, really do. We're definitely going to keep in conversation about what's happening over there and with you guys. So any final words for the people before I tell them what they got to do to win half an ETH?
Ooh, they got to win half an ETH. Yeah, I want to just tie it back to the NFL stuff, right? Because the NFL is in a really unique position. And all of these big brands that we work with, like when we worked with Disney for our May 4th Star Wars event, you know, that's what kicked off our whole brand, was a May 4th trivia event. And Disney was in a unique opportunity to let us do a Star Wars trivia. They were in a unique opportunity to give so much back because they have so much to give. So when we did our Star Wars trivia, we asked for all expenses paid trip, flights, hotels included, to Disneyland here in Anaheim.
Wow.
They said, sure. They said, let's do it. And that's a really cool thing to be able to offer a community that's so used to being, you know, taken by big companies, you know, taken for granted. And they were able to give back. So when we talk about the NFL, you know, what we're really interested in doing is partnering with the NFL, partnering with Ticketmaster, partnering with DraftKings, and doing a sports trivia event where we have a celebrity guest host and where we give away Super Bowl tickets. And these are the types of experiences and value that we want to put out in the NFT community, on the backs of the brands, again, that you're used to giving so much to, right? Exactly.
You're actually getting something back.
Right, yeah, they take you for granted as a consumer every single day. And it feels like their approach with NFTs is just another take kind of cash grab on the backs of their big corporations that have so much to give, but they haven't figured out a way to actually give it back. Well, we've given it to them, and that's the idea.
Dude, that's amazing. That's amazing. Like I said, I love the idea. I love everything you guys are doing over there. So last thing I got to tell everybody, if you want to win that half an ETH, you better join the Danger Close Alpha Discord, because the announcement is going to get dropped here in the next 5 to 10 minutes. Make sure you're in the Discord on how to win half an ETH, guys. This is no joke. Nonetheless, one lucky person is going to win half an ETH. So, like always, question everything, trust nothing, and until next time, hodl like it's hot. Ian, it's been a pleasure.
Hodl like it's hot. Thank you for having me, Crusader, Debate CryptoKeeper. Sorry you couldn't make it, but yeah, dude, thank you for having me. Thank you for letting me talk about Freckle. It's a pleasure, and we're gonna find a way to collab. Survival trivia sounds fun. Maybe we'll send someone on a trip to Alaska to go fight some bears.
For sure, dude.
Fight bears.